Okay guys, it's time to do something really scary. We're going to use bare flash with no light shaper at all. Can you imagine? So let me show you the rig I've got here. First of all, I've got two lights mounted on one stand. Just got my standard light stand here. I've got one DI700 right up at head level. This is my A light. Down below, I've got a second DI700. This is our B light. And the way I did this was I used something called the combi clamp. So this clamp right here will clamp onto any light stand, any C stand that you've got, and provides another stud outside of the clamp itself that I can then mount any of my light shapers to. So if you need to put more than one light on one light stand, it's really a great way to do it. And they're very stable and they will pretty much mount to anything. So I'm going to put my second light here, and then I could add another clamp down below, but I wanted something even lower. So I've got my little floor stand here with my third light. This is an I60A here. So this is my C light, A, B, C. And what I'm going to do with the controller is I'm going to set this as my brightest. This will be a couple stops down, and then the one on the floor will do the same. What that's going to allow me to do is, even with bare lights, to shine them right on Kendra and have a graduation of light from top to bottom simply by changing the power in the controller. Now, a lot of people are afraid of direct flash, but it's just a matter of measuring it. I just need to know what this brightest number is and then shoot from there. Okay, so Kendra's back. Hi, Kendra. Hi. So what I've done is I've got the three lights, the one on the top, middle, and bottom. So let's go ahead and meter what's going on from top to bottom on Kendra. So I've got my meter first up at the head, and I'm getting F11 up here. As I come down to her midsection, F10, so it's starting to drop off. And as we come down even lower, it falls down to F7. And all I care about is the highest number, which was, you remember? She forgot. Oh, good, F11. All right, so 100 ISO, F11, and then everything else will fade off from there. Yeah, turn your head towards the lights more, a little more. Yeah. And that's three bare lights, just with three varying different degrees of power, top to bottom. Just to soften the shadows a little bit over here, I'm just going to bring in a reflector rather than bring in another light. So I've got my Rogue strip reflector here. And if I decide that as I'm doing this reflector that I want to extend left or right, I can do that in Photoshop. Pretty easy to do, but we're going full length here. Yeah, let's do a couple of horizontals. I'm going to come a little closer. So what did we do? We just shot photographs with bare flash. We've got those three bare flashes, but what I want to do is I'm going to shoot through a piece of translucent material that will soften up the shadows a bit. And let's see, the direct flash is very harsh, but it's very dramatic. We shoot through something translucent, it'll soften up. So let's just try that to finish up, all right? Sure. All right, the one last thing I wanted to do, that was really cool, but the single bare lights do create a very harsh shadow. They create a very harsh transition. I wanted to see about an easy way to smooth that out. So what I brought out was a roll of something called Translum. It's a translucent vellum that Savage makes, and it just comes in an entire big roll. In fact, let me show you the roll. Okay, here's the stuff. It's just a roll. It's 54 inches tall, 18 feet long. It's just a translucent material. You lose about 2 stops when you're doing that. So your choices are to come down 2 stops, or we were shooting at 100 ISO. I could do the same thing by just going up to 400 ISO. But what this does is it basically creates a giant softbox with 3 different lights in it that are all at different powers. So even though we have this big softbox here, now it's going to be brighter at the top, a little less in the middle, a lot less on the bottom. So it's still going to create that gradual fall off of light from top to bottom. Yes, it's going to throw some light on the background. In fact, it was throwing a little too much light on the background. So I just got a piece of foam insulation I happen to have in the garage. Yeah, it's colored. It's not black, so it's kind of a green color. That's fine. Doesn't matter. I just want to keep it from throwing light on the background. So let's get a couple shots with this. Oh, and the one other thing I want to do is we're going to bring in a reflector again on this side. We'll do it first without, and then we'll bring the reflector in just so you can see how it opens up the shadows on the far arm. 3 Speedlights, transparent vellum, reflector. That's it. Just measure it and it works. Yeah, that's really lovely. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice look. Turn towards me. More. There we go. Nice. Beautiful.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is very cool. Just a reflector, our 3 Speedlights behind the piece of transparent vellum. Do a little DIY, you can get some great results, but it's all about measuring the lights. Don't be afraid of them. Use a light meter when you're shooting in manual in a situation like that. Look at the number the light meter gives you, put it in your camera, and that's it. You can forget it and just shoot. So, 3 lights, 4 lights, fun stuff.
Yep.
Thanks, Kendra.
Thank you.
See you guys.